Okay, buying crypto. When to buy it? How much should I buy of it? All the good stuff. We're going to jump right in right now. So if you've heard me for a while, you've heard me talk about and write about in my book, Sort Your Money Out and Get Invested. I talk about the sound financial house. And these type of concepts, they should always apply to any type of investment, okay? So just as a recap, if we're just getting started with our money, we want to make sure our foundations are in place. So a spending plan, we're cashed up and we're debt free. We've got our insurances in place, our wills and estate planning. We're all going to have superannuation because we work. We've got some lifestyle goals. We want to save for our first home maybe, or pay down our mortgage. You might want to start a family, whatever your goals want to be. And then once we're underway with a plan and all that stuff, then we want to invest for the future. Now, I would say other complex investments, it's kind of worked out well, okay, when we did this triangle. We really don't want lots of complex investments and speculative investments to be the cornerstone of our financial plan. I mean, if you do knock yourself out, that's sweet. But I want investment properties and I want shares and equities with my super to be the core of my wealth building strategy. Sure, I might have some complex investments and I might sprinkle some speculative Bitcoins on top. I might buy some gold over here. I might do this stuff, but I guess what I'm saying is, if we're just getting started with our personal finance, we're not running out of the gate and putting all our money in crypto, as far as I'm concerned. So it's just a positioning piece. And if you want to learn more about this Sound Financial House, absolutely you can do that. You can join the Facebook group, you can listen to our podcast, you can buy my book, and all that's cool. So I'm certainly not suggesting that we go full ham and buying crypto if we are saving for our home deposit. Like anything, if you want to put your toe in the water, that's fine. But small amounts just to learn and understand. But we need to look at risk profiles. So we know that if we've got cash in the bank here, we know that it's low risk, but also low return. We know that if I buy an investment property, I've got some high risk because it's a property, the tenants might not pay, but the reward's higher. Likewise, if I've got a share portfolio, we know the return is higher than cash, but the reward's greater. So we've taken on some risk to get a higher return. Now, where does cryptocurrency sit on this risk spectrum? And to put it simply, the risk spectrum, it is a line like that. So the higher the risk, the higher return. I honestly think cryptocurrency sits up here somewhere, and in and around, lottery tickets and roulette. And if someone says otherwise, that, oh no, crypto isn't like roulette, I just showed you 13,000 different coins that are available. I mean, what are we doing here? This is just a gamble. This is speculation. Sure, it's a different discussion if you're talking about kind of the top big ones that have a proven case and you think that in the future they'll be worth something because we've seen all the money move in to these big projects. But I'm sorry, not sure if CumRocket is the answer to all your problems, all right? So we just need to hose down everybody and chill out and know that of the 13,000 coins, and there's probably more by the time this course goes live, there's some crap in there. And you only hear about the people who, I put $100 in this coin here and now I'm worth $1 million. I mean, that's just so cute. It just doesn't happen to most of us. So I guess that's where I'm thinking with risk profiles. But again, like if we look at the risk profiles, with actual cryptocurrency assets, you could say like with blue chip coins, your Bitcoin here, your Solana, your Ethereum, your BNB, obviously your stable coins. You could say that, it is less risk relative to, Smarter Coin up here that when it launched, it was just like, nothing. So like everything in life, I think there is a spectrum. But I guess the interesting thing at the moment with cryptocurrency, and you've got to think like Alta Vista, Google, Nokia, iPhone or Apple, MySpace, Facebook. Yes, we could say that, these blue chip coins such as, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your BNB, your Avalanche, your Solana, you could say that they are a lower risk because, there's more of a use case, there's more money in there. All the money's like those top 10 hold a lot of the value of, the market cap that is in the crypto space. So it is lower risk relative to some coin that no one's heard of. But I guess the cool thing is that if one of those cases really takes off, well, it could be a good thing anyway. So yeah, it's just wild. So where might it sit in your portfolio? Well, my recommendation is if we've got to look at net worth. So net worth is everything that you own. So your house, I'm really bad at drawing here. That's your car. You might own a bike. I can't draw. This is it's a bag of money. Your money. So your net worth, right? Where does Bitcoin fit within your net worth? Well, I want to challenge you to put some guidelines in place, okay? What I'm kind of thinking is, if you got your house, your car, and all your stuff, and I don't know, I'll just make a number up. If your net worth is $400,000, and it could include your superannuation portfolio, what amount of your net worth would you want to allocate to such a really speculative play? I don't think it would be more than 10%, if I'm being honest. Because, if you put 50% of your net worth into something really speculative and it wipes you, well, you're going to be screwed. Maybe 10% of your net worth, I don't know. I want you to make your own guidelines here. If we go, well, forget the net worth and we just look at my liquid investment portfolio. So it could be, I've got a share portfolio outside of super where I put money into each month and I invest in blended ETFs and I invest in some shares that I like. So maybe you might say, of this portfolio, I'm not going to put more than 2% as an allocation to cryptocurrency. And the reason we're doing that is because if you choose a coin that just tanks and goes nowhere, we just want to make sure it doesn't flush you. But if it has a really good return, at least you'll have some decent exposure. So if you had, a share portfolio of $100,000, it would be $2,000 in Bitcoin. If you had a share portfolio of $30,000, it would be $600. So I think it's a good guide. Maybe 10% of net worth. So if you're worth $400, if you're worth $400,000, no more than 40K. If you're thinking, well, I've got my little investment account over here and the money that I invest, you might say, well, I'm not going to allocate more than 2% to this stuff because we don't know what the future holds. We know that there is money moving there, We know that it will be something in the future, but we don't exactly know what and how much. So the basic laws of investing come to play. And I just want to drive home this kind of blue chip investment versus something that no one's heard of. Commonwealth Bank and Woolworths, they are blue chip investments. If you want to buy shares in Commonwealth or Woolworths, you'll probably always have some value there, and it will probably grow. These companies provide products and services to millions of people all around Australia. So I know when I invest into Commonwealth Bank, I'll get a return. But if I go and invest in some company that's listed on the Australian Stock Exchange and it's outside of the top 300 and it's the 500th biggest company in Australia, that's more risk than something blue chip. So I just want you to really understand that one day, one of these networks, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, something I haven't even mentioned, could be the next big network. So do I put my money into something that's got a use, or do I punt on something like Dogecoin? So if I had to pick between investing in or putting money into cryptocurrency, I would certainly be wanting to look at a coin that has a use case, not just something that was made up for a joke, because we know what the internet is like with memes and trends. They can come in and then leave as fast as that money has come in. So we just have to understand the basic laws of investing, risk and return. And because if I drew this risk and return thing here for companies, CBA and Woolworths would be down here. Company that I've not heard of is up here. Sure, if it takes off and it's the next Afterpay or something like that, we're going to the moon, baby, but it could also be worth nothing one day. So I think the basic laws of value and use case is still active when it comes to cryptocurrencies. So people might say, well, I've got ETFs, an exchange traded fund with a heap of different shares, or I've got a managed fund. Can I buy some cryptocurrency in the same manner? Well, there really isn't that much in this space at the moment. There's an ETF called Crypt, which invests in companies like exchanges and all that, who are in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. There is no crypto ETF in Australia at the moment that invests directly into the currencies. So if you did really want to put your toe in the water and diversify, you might decide that, hey, and this is kind of like without me telling you exactly what coins to buy, removing the stable coins that we talked about, you might say, well, I've got $1,000. I'm just putting $100 in the top 10 coins by market cap because I think, they are big. They have obviously got some type of use case because they've got a function, and I want to be part of that. So I've diversified my exposure, because it goes back to like this single stock risk. We don't buy a single stock. We buy a pool of stocks like an ETF. Well, can I make my own portfolio of crypto and just spread my money in some blue chip crypto, and it might be the top 10 coins? I don't know. Just, you got to always think the concepts that when we talk about investing and diversification are still there when it comes to this type of stuff. So tax, I won't camp here that long. At the moment, the ATO sees tax in two camps with crypto. The first one is if you buy and hold. So if I purchased, and I'll draw my little graph again, if I purchased a coin and it increased in value to there, and I wasn't using it as a currency and then sold it, the government will let me hold this like any other investment with the capital gains tax discounts after 12 months and whatnot. However, if you use it as an actual currency, and you are using it to buy your pizza and buy your groceries and all that day on day, they will not tax you in the same light. And again, I don't want to get too deep here. I just want to let you know that you will get taxed. The government will know that you are investing and putting money into the crypto world. And I just want to challenge that thing, like, yes, we say the word investing into crypto. Yes, we know that the money is moving into this environment in a macro sense. But I don't invest in foreign currency. I don't invest in New Zealand dollar. I don't invest in US dollar. Like, I don't invest in currency. I don't trade in currency. I think the only reason why I personally am interested in this crypto scene is because on a macro view, the money is going there, and I want a little part of that if it really explodes. And again, I don't have a lot of money in this world. I just want to be finger in the pie, just make sure I'm just involved. And I think it's good that we do understand this stuff. So when the new technology does happen, we're familiar with it and we haven't put all our money in there. So I guess I was saying the government will know if you are playing around with crypto. I believe the platforms report, and if they don't, the banks. Well, the only reason I say that is because I was doing my tax return once, and the bank said, and the ATO said, well, you haven't told us about the crypto holding. I'm like, how did you know? So maybe the banks were reporting that I'd moved money onto an exchange, and they reported to the ATO. Wild, right? So what we're going to do now, in the next video, I'm going to show you a real life example of me buying some cryptocurrency. And yeah, we'll do that. I'll buy a bit of crypto. So thanks for watching.